Hey rock stars, it's raquidelgado with Happy, Healthy, and Free. I'm super excited because today kicks off a video series I am doing the month of September 2019 on saving money. So if you'd like to participate, just use the hashtag addicted to saving. But in these video series, I'm going to be talking about your mindset in regards to saving, some tips, tricks, hacks, and things you can do today to help you save, as well as how to budget and how to set effective, realistic goals for yourself. That way you can really set yourself up for success and keep that momentum going. Today, we are focusing all on mindset. This is the foundation of getting you where you want to be in regards to your saving goals. So these are 7 tips that I have for you on how to change your mindset so you can save money today. So tip number 1, I want to clear out your wish list, whether it's on Amazon or another website where you're just adding a bunch of things in there that you want to potentially buy in the future. So let's clear those out today. Let me tell you how I used to be. I was addicted to buying. I was addicted to buying off of Amazon, more specifically because they make it so easy for you to buy things. I would actually go as far as to watching YouTube videos on top 10 things to buy on Amazon, top things you can buy off of Amazon that are unique, top things you need from Amazon. You get the point, right? I would go and I'd watch these videos. I'd find something really cool that I liked. I would hop over to my Amazon, add it to my wish list, go back to the video, rinse, repeat, and I was consistently adding these items. Now I want you to keep in mind, it was like $5 here, $10 there. These things didn't really cost a whole lot of money. So I thought, what's the big deal? I'm not buying them right now, right? Wrong, because what would happen is I would get that itch, that buying itch that I really wanted to purchase something. So I'd hop into the Amazon, go into my wish list, find the most desirable item at the time, boom, 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 put it in my shopping cart. 1 to 2 business days later, there it is at my door. Of course, we all know that feeling. For some reason, it feels like Christmas. Even though it was our own money that bought this item, it feels like a present, right? It shows up in a box at your door. Dopamine starts going in your body. You're feeling real good, feeling real happy, right? But does that feeling last? Absolutely not. It does not last. And that's when you get into a vicious cycle of once that feeling goes away, you get that itch again to buy something else. You hop back on and you go looking for something to buy. If it's not a wish list, if it's not Amazon for you, it's probably going to a store. Maybe it's going to Walmart because it got such great prices. Maybe it's going to Michael's, getting some craft supplies. Whatever it might be for you, let's put an end to that today. You do not need these items. Clear that out. That way it's not a temptation for you in the future. A lot of these random items I bought off of Amazon, I no longer have. Brings me to number 2. Number 2 tip is to go ahead and get rid of things that no longer spark joy for you. So a lot of you guys might think that sounds familiar. That's because that's from Marie Kondo in her book, The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up. This is a phenomenal book. I learned so much. Now I realize this is a book about cleaning and tidying up, but it's so much more than that. It's such a mental book and how to get your mind right in regards to your belongings. As I had a lot of clothes. I had a clothing problem. I would buy clothes all the time, and one specific brand that I really got into at one point was LuLaRoe. Buying clothes left and right, shirt after shirt, leggings after leggings, because they're super comfortable. They made me feel good, especially during my pregnancy. They were extra comfortable, okay? So I bought all these clothes. They gave me all this excitement. They made me feel really good. But what ended up happening is I would open up my closet, I'd see that shirt, and I'm like, doesn't really bring me joy anymore. But Rocky, you spent a lot of money on it, so you're gonna have to make it work. You're going to have to wear that shirt, right? So then I open my closet again and I'm like, there's that shirt, I should really wear it, but I don't really feel like it. I'll wear it next time. And this happened again and again and again. So instead of this item sparking joy for me, it did the exact opposite. It actually made me feel bad because I thought about all the money I spent on it and the fact that I wasn't wearing it. So what did I do? I let it go. I actually ended up selling a lot of my clothing, which I'll talk about that more in another video, but you're gonna be surprised for how much I sold my clothing for. So if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and the bell so you don't miss out on those future videos. But I let those items go because they didn't spark joy for me. And I did, as Marie Kondo recommends, you thank the item for what they did. So I thanked my clothing for bringing me joy and giving me comfort at that time during my pregnancy. And I let them go on and live another life, bringing joy into someone else's life, right? It was truly amazing because it did a couple of things. Not only did it clear out my mind, because it was very cluttered, and seeing these items in my home that didn't give me any type of joy in my life, right? So it not only did that, but it also helped me learn from that experience, and that I don't need to be doing this frivolous spending and buying all of these clothes. I would much rather take that money and put it towards my financial future or the financial future of my children. Way more important than a shirt or a pair of leggings. Can you agree? Yes. Number 3. Number 3 is to recognize when you are being sold. I'm not talking about the cable man coming to your house trying to sell you cable or trying to sell you some solar panels for your house. That's obvious. You know they're a sales guy, right? I'm talking about advertisements. We live in a world where we are advertised galore. You turn on the TV, advertisements. You're here on YouTube, advertisements. You're playing your favorite phone video game, whatever it might be, advertisements. They spend millions, probably billions of dollars trying to figure out what you, the consumer, want and or need, or how to make you feel like you need something, right? Have you ever started talking about something and then shortly after you see you're advertised on maybe your Facebook or some other social media, right? And you're like, that's kind of creepy. But now it's in the forefront of your mind and you see that ad again the next day. And then the next day, and then the next day, and you probably end up buying that item, right? They won. They gotcha, okay? What you need to do is you need to recognize that this is happening in the background and be strong enough to say no. Number 4. Number 4 is your spending habits. And you're probably thinking, Rocky, I don't have bad spending habits, right? Well, if that were true, you probably wouldn't be sitting here watching my video today, right? I have bad spending habits. It's still something that I work on every single day. A couple of bad spending habits that you might have, the most common one is food, right? We all enjoy going out to eat. We all enjoy having a good time with our friends and spending that time together, right? Maybe you go out to eat once a week, once every other week. Maybe you're somebody that goes out to eat for lunch 2 days out of the 5 days that you work. At the time, it doesn't seem like a whole lot of money to drop $10, $15 on your lunch, but in the long run, you're actually spending a lot of money when you could be bringing food from home, okay? Now, I'm not telling you not to go out and hang out with your friends and have a good time. What I'm saying is find a way to save money. So what you can do is you can pre-eat. You heard me right, pre-eat, not pre-game, pre-eat. So you're gonna wanna eat something before you go out to eat. That way, you're only buying something like an appetizer, maybe even an appetizer you can split with one of your friends, and you're spending $4 as opposed to $20, okay? This is a way that you can still have a wonderful time with your friends, but you're not spending all that money. You can then put that $16 you just saved into your savings or towards your credit cards or other debt that you may have. These small changes are what's going to make all the difference in your life to financial freedom. Tip number 5. Number 5 is to be able to tell the difference between your needs and your wants. Seems pretty self-explanatory, but we have a habit of turning our needs into wants. What do I mean by that? Well, you might need gas. You need gas to get to work. That way you can make money to pay for the gas that you need to get to work, right? Unless you live close enough to bike, then that would be awesome. So you need gas to get to work. You do not need gas to go to the beach or to go out to eat or to go to the mall, right? A lot of people don't realize how much money they're truly spending on gas because you're not using the money while you're driving. You're only spending the money when you actually fill up at the gas pump. So the connect there is something that a lot of people don't really see, or it's a little bit more difficult to see. Another need that we tend to turn into a want, I've already talked about, is food. We need food. We need to nourish our bodies. We do not need to go out to eat 2-3 times a week with our coworkers and spend $15 per lunch. That is ridiculous when you could be bringing your food from home. So we need food, but we don't need to be going out all the time. And the last one that we also don't really seem to realize is our home. Yes, your home. You're probably thinking, Rocky, I need a house. I can't be living on the streets in a tent, right? I understand. But we have a tendency of getting more house than we actually need. You need shelter, you need a house, but you don't need 5,000 square feet. Okay, I'm sure it's not that much, but you don't need all this room that you probably have. You don't need to live in that super nice prestige neighborhood that you live in, or you don't need to be renting the house that you're renting when you could be renting one that's not that far away for $200-300 less, right? Now, this is a situation that maybe you can't really immediately control, especially if you own a home or you're renting, you're probably in some kind of contract. So what you can do is you can get roommates, or you can take one of your rooms and rent it out on Airbnb, especially if you're in a desirable area. Now, if that's not something that you would like to do, if you do not want to get roommates, you do not want to rent out your space, but you have extra space and extra square footage, you could see if you can rent out the space as storage. Maybe somebody is looking to store their items and they do not have enough money to store it in one of those storage places. So you can offer up your area for a comparable price that is less than paying for that storage. But not only that, if it's in your home, then it's going to be in the air conditioning and not outside in the crazy heat or cold, depending on where you live. Post it on Craigslist, post it on your Facebook marketplace. Let people know that you have available square footage to use, and hey, you never know, maybe somebody will take you up on that offer, pay you some money, and the space that is wasted space right now is now generating some money that you can save or pay off your debt. Tip number 6 is to be able to change the what you say and how you say it. I need a new pair of shoes. I need a new shirt. I need a new necklace. No, you don't. You want a new pair of shoes, you want a new shirt, and you want a new necklace. Call it like it is. You want it. It's not a need. If we can just change our vocabulary, our verbiage on how we talk about these material items, that's going to help us say no. Because when you say you need it, you're telling your brain that it's a necessity. You feel like you absolutely have to get it, but you don't. So what I want you to do is be able to catch yourself, and if you say you need something and it's a need and not a want, just quickly correct yourself and say, I don't need a new shirt, I want a new shirt. And that right there, my friends, is going to make all the difference in being able to say no and put that money away towards savings or towards your debt. That way you can have a better financial future. Last but not least is tip number 7. Tip number 7 is really good when you're thinking about buying something, okay, something that you want. I want you to, at the bare minimum, sleep on it. Take the night and sleep on it. Don't make an immediate purchase, because more often than not, when you sleep on it and you wake up the next day and you think, would I rather have that $10 item, or would I rather have $10 in my hand that I can put towards my debt and my financial future? More often than not, you're going to want to have that $10 in hand that you can put in your savings or towards your debt, okay? I do highly recommend, especially if it's a larger purchase, to wait 30 days. If it is a want, you can absolutely wait 30 days. Ponder it over. Weigh the pros and the cons. Really think about it. Now, if somebody's trying to sell you on something, salespeople really like to tell you that there's some kind of time constraint on a deal. You don't want to get yourself caught up in that, okay? More often than not, you can get that same deal 30 days after you've had the opportunity to think about it. But probably you're not even going to want to invest in whatever you're going to make a purchase on after 30 days, because you realize that you have more important things to do and you have a game plan, and this is not part of your plan to buy whatever this item may be. So please, I ask you to go ahead and sleep on it. Give it some time. That way you can really make a good decision about your financial future. So that does it for today's video. We talked about 7 tips to help you start saving money today. I hope this was helpful. It all starts with the mindset first before we can move forward to some other things and some ways to cut back. So our next video, we're going to be talking about budgeting. I'm actually going to open up my budget book and how we budget with some examples for a single person and a married couple and a single person with kids, a married person with kids. That way we can kind of look at some different situations that you guys might be, and I really hope that helps. So if you haven't already, give this video a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button as well as the bell so you don't miss out on the series. And I hope you guys are happy, healthy, and free.